Okay, so I guess if you titled my sermon, it would be called Missing the Target. And the reason I named it that is because I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I was in physics class, and one of my friends, he was, or I should say classmate, he wasn't actually my friend, but he was saying he was saying he just got, over the weekend, he was going hunting, and he was hunting a caribou, and this is what he was doing. He was explaining to us how he missed the caribou, and he's getting ready to aim for it and shoot it, but he says he missed it. And we were thinking, so how bad you missed it? He said, oh, I missed it by like 10 degrees, and we were thinking, wait, did you have like a nervous twitch before you fired because of you? Like, Joey, stand, come over here, or go where Lance is. He's over there. I'm gonna put this down for a second. Okay, throw that to me. I need you to stand away where I wouldn't hit for you. Try over there. Okay, he's right there. So this is an orange. I was trying to find a ball, but this is the best I could find. So, okay, if I were to just, okay, hit him. Throw it back. Okay, stay right there. Don't move no matter what. Okay, this is 10 degrees. He thought it was just this little angle right there. Yeah. Need that? My voice isn't loud enough. So, oh, wrong page. So imagine, like, that was a huge miss. We were thinking, man, he's got like this serious muscle disorder because of how bad he missed that. Like, how do you miss a caribou that's standing still? It doesn't know you're there. It's white out. It's brown. You can't possibly miss that by 10 degrees. But obviously he was not thinking too well, trying to explain to us whatever. But Proverbs 4:25-27 says, let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. And from the beginning of Masters, I've been hearing from the second years and up about like how you spend your free time is how you're gonna live your life outside of Masters. And during Christmas, I found that to be true. Because when I went back for Christmas, I went right back to the old Bradley Charlie. That and it was horrible. It sucked. I went right back to wasting my time playing video games and doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. But then I just like I was my sleep was kind of messed up, and I was thinking to myself, trying to go to bed. Man, what happened to me? I was on fire when I was in Masters, but now that I'm on Christmas, I'm like, I'm dying right now, and I started to think like, man, God gave me like a kind of revelation of like, I shouldn't beat myself up for this because, um, we are human. We have this. Our flesh obviously is sinful, and it causes us to want to do these things that our spirit doesn't want us to do. And we feed it, and it causes us to fall. And we feel stupid after we do so. And I was thinking to myself, I shouldn't let this bother me. God forgives me every time. No matter how many times I fail, no matter how big of failure I was, God always forgave me. And I shouldn't let this sin or this distraction linger in my head. Otherwise, that'll just depress me, make me go down, cause me to miss the target. You know, if I look to the left or the right, say there's sin here, distractions there, Jesus over there, and I'm looking over here. I'm going to go over this way instead of going that way. If I look at my distractions, I'm going to go this way instead of going that way. But we got to remember that it's our past sin. God always forgives us. We can't let these sin stay there, linger in our minds. We have to just realize that Jesus forgot it. Why can't we forget it and move past it and keep moving forward towards Jesus? But God's forgiveness isn't an excuse to keep on sinning. I think of it as an opportunity to get up, beat our flesh, get stronger, overcome trials, and beat the enemy. And this was actually just like last week. This is something else that caused me to miss the target, not just sin or distractions, but it was when I slept in. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to go study, and I obviously needed the internet, so I went to Joey's place, and Caleb was there. And I was trying to write my sermon. I couldn't get it done. I was too distracted. I was too hungry. So I asked Caleb, let's go out to eat. And then he said, hey, I was actually just about to go pray. We could go eat and then go pray. And I was thinking, yes, just what I needed. And after we ate, we went to this lake 10 miles away. And we went to go pray alone together. I know that's kind of contradictory, but I went to go pray alone. And I was on this rock place. Everywhere I saw, there were fishing hooks, fishing line, beer bottles, bugs, whatever. And while I was looking around, I was kind of praying, asking God to show me something new. And while I was praying, I was walking around and I noticed these 2 weights tied by fishing line together. I was thinking, hey, that's cool. And obviously, I'm curious. And I know people say curiosity killed the cat, but it's got 8 other lives. Who cares? But that's actually why I'm a Christian now, because I got curious. But anyways, the 2 weights tied by the fishing line. I was trying to get it off by rubbing it against a rock. I got it off, and I was thinking to myself, one can represent earth, one can represent heaven. And I imagined it to be treasures. And okay, this is the weight I found. It's like that. It's not light at all by itself, but if I were to have another one, it'd be 2 times heavier. And this, I did have heaven written on it, but it came off because of the pen I used. But it was my heavenly treasure. It represented what I had in heaven, and the other one that I threw away was my earthly treasure. My heavenly treasure was only so light, I could throw it, I could catch it, no problem. If I had 2 of them, it'd be 2 times heavier, and I'd be weighed down. And that sudden shift of weight is what could make me miss my target too, because if I had a weight here, I'd fall down this way and start moving this way, and I'd obviously go back in circles. So, to get rid of this earthly treasure, I threw it in the lake. And I was thinking to myself, this lake represents the sea of forgetfulness. The moment I throw this weight, this earthly treasure into that sea, it's going to sink to the bottom, where I won't be able to find it because of all the waves, and it's going to sink to the bottom, to a place where I can't reach. So by removing that extra dead weight, I felt light, I felt free. I realized where I was. I realized that I was going in circles. I realized that I was off God's path. I realized that I could move forward because I got rid of that extra dead weight. And Hebrews 12, 1-4 in the Message Bible, it says, "Do you see what this means? All these pioneers who blazed the way, all these veterans cheering us on. It means we better get on with it. Strip down, start running, and never quit. No extra spiritual fat, no parasitic sins. Keep your eyes on Jesus, who both began and finished this race we're in. Study how he did it, because he never lost sight of where he was headed. That exhilarating finish in and with God. He could put up with anything along the way, cross, shame, whatever. And now he's there, in the place of honor, right alongside God. When you find yourself flagging in your faith, go over that story again, item by item. That long litany of hostility he plowed through, that will shoot adrenaline into your souls. In this all-out match against sin, others have suffered far worse than you, to say nothing of what Jesus went through, all that bloodshed." And Joshua 1:7, if I could find it. Nope. Was this his time? Okay, question. Is Joshua before Deuteronomy or after? Okay, I found it. What? I don't know that song. So, it says, "Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go." And you see, when you're in God's will, you'll always be successful in everything you do. And a few weeks ago, I heard somebody say, I think it was Pastor Anthony, he was saying so what brought you the Masters? I was thinking, God. And he was saying so right now you're in God's will. And I was thinking, dang, I am in God's will. This was like 4 or 5 months into Masters. I was thinking, man, I'm out of God's will right now. But then he just made me realize that I'm in Master's Commission. I'm in God's will right now. I'm doing what God told me to do. And that's something that really just got me motivated. I'm in God's will. I'm successful in everything that I do here, whether in Masters or after Masters, I'm going to be successful. So my question to you is this: are there any distractions or dead weights in your life that are keeping you away from your target?